Hi, my name is India, and welcome to day two of riding on our trip through Spain. This is us disembarking the ferry, which I was even more nervous about than when we got on the ferry, as the deck was a whole lot more wet, but I took it slow and I did not stack it. Out of all of these bikes, I'm pretty sure I was the only female rider. I do believe that there was a female pillion, but as a female in these situations, it is very daunting being surrounded by a lot of guys. And me being me, I feel like they're judging me because I do not have a lot of experience or confidence in this area. From the moment of getting off the boat, I was overwhelmed with emotions. Some of these views took my breath away multiple times. Side note, if you do not know what it is like having an astigmatism, this footage shows it exceptionally well. This is how I see lights, and low level of light emphasizes these rays a whole lot more. This is the first time I've ever ridden outside of the UK, and the first time I've ever been through passport control on my own and not as a pillion or a passenger. I didn't know what the rules about recording were, so I turned the camera off, but actual passport control itself as straightforward as being in an airport. Once on the other side, I needed a quick minute to sort myself out, readjust my earplugs, pop my passport back into my jacket pocket for security. Stefan had pulled a little further ahead of me, so I just needed to go find him. You will notice from a lot of footage that I spend a lot of time following Stefan. He tends to find cool places to stop, pull over, and have a break. At this point, I was very much following Stefan. I did have Google Maps on, but I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you have your maps on, but it doesn't quite know how to get you out of where you need to be or get you to where you need to be. And road signs are what normally save the day, but there were no signages that I saw at least on how to get out. So I know we were following the vehicle in front, but there was a lorry in front of that vehicle, and that lorry could have been going anywhere in the port. It may not have been exiting, but we risked it for a biscuit. We did find the way out, and it took us a whole 10 minutes to get off the boat through passport control and through this port exit. A whole 10 minutes. Wasn't actually too bad. Most of it is riding to get out of the port, though, which feels like a lifetime. One thing I didn't point out when I stopped on the other side of passport control and I put my passport in my pocket, I did not actually zip up my jacket. And this is me realizing that I'm a little bit breezy and finding out why, like an absolute idiot. I didn't take the extra 2 seconds to double check everything. This clip highlights how anxious I'm feeling. I start faffing around with my bag because I'm nervous. And as I overtake this lorry, you will see that I blink quite a few times. And the reason being is I was crying. I was so overwhelmed with emotion for how much I have achieved, from going from my first ever pillion ride in 2020, where I cried my eyes out and was willing to walk home because I hated it so much. It's not even that I hated it, it was that it was a new experience and it scared me. So that was 2020. 2022 was my first ever pillion ride in Europe. And then here we are in 2024, where I am riding through Europe on my own bike. It still gets me. It's been a good few months, and I still am amazed at how far I have come from being a pillion for the first ever time to riding. It's a lot more comfortable, but it was just something that I never thought I would do, mainly because the opportunity was never there for me. Anybody that is interested in getting into bikes, just ask somebody with a bike. We are all more than happy to get more people on bikes. Um, just quickly, this was super cool. Not quite sure what it was, but there was a flame. Back to the point, even if you don't know anybody with a bike, if you were to approach somebody that was on a bike and ask them any question, they're gonna be willing to help. They're gonna be willing to find a way to get you the information that you require. Ask for a pillion ride. Have they got a spare helmet? I'm sure people are willing to. And if they're not, they're probably not the kind of people that you want to be riding with. So this is coming up to the toll booths. I have never done a toll booth by myself. I've always been a pillion, so I've been the one to take the card, put it in a safe place while we ride off. This was a whole new level of stress for me. I did not know what I was doing. I rushed myself because I was scared the barrier was going to come down. How long do you get with the barrier up? I do not know. But this is me faffing, trying to sort myself out, make sure the ticket's in a safe place, I'm not going to lose it, and then off we ride. So I said that my first European pillion ride was in 2022. That summer, we had a little twist and go moped at the workshop, which has a field next to it, which the owners of the field were very generous in letting the boys create their own track and do time trials with this thing. Stefan encouraged me to give it a whirl. I was not a fan of it. I wasn't a fan of the whole twist and go thing, and I was a lot more interested in trying gears. So I found a local motorbike dealership who did taster sessions. So booked myself onto one after work, got dropped off in my gear. I dropped the bike. I cried. It was an experience. The guy told me that in an ideal world, I needed to do another couple of taster sessions before considering taking my CBT. And I said to Stefan afterwards if he could keep an eye out for any little 125s for me to then buy and practice on, which is exactly what I did until I felt comfortable enough to take my CBT. I know that I am in a very fortunate position having somebody riding bikes and being able to guide me and support me. And I just can't believe that I have come this far. It still amazes me, honestly. I know it shouldn't, but it does. This is the little town that we stayed in halfway to where we were heading. Um, I missed a turning, so I had to go round a roundabout twice. In my opinion, no adventure is complete without going round a roundabout twice. I knew from experience that Stefan will have pulled over waiting for me. It was just a question of where, which he is there, carry on. And we do eventually get to the hotel. And once again, I haven't included any footage of inside the hotel because I didn't take any. This is a learning process for me as well of what footage I should really be getting. It's not just all about riding like I thought it would be, but I've learnt. Next time I will not. But here we are. Hotel. End of the video. Thank you.